Now that all of Arcane Season 2 is out, and as more people interact with it, it's become clear that the second season has some problems. A lot of fans are not happy, and they've begun to voice their disapproval. Enter Christian Link, the writer and showrunner of Arcane. Since the release of Season 2, Link has made a few statements responding to some of the criticism, and there's a lot to talk about here, because if you read between the lines, you can see exactly why things went down the way they did. While I am still working on my review for episodes 4, 5, and 6, I wanted to take a moment to address the discourse around this show. If you spent any time online, you probably know that Arcane's second season has proven to be quite divisive. Some seem to love it, while others, like myself, are dealing with bitter disappointment.
I miss Jace a lot. I miss Heimerdinger. I miss a lot, actually.
I miss Vi. I miss Caitlyn.
I miss Vi and Caitlyn.
Characters, yeah.
Almost all the dissatisfaction with Season 2 boils down to one particular aspect. See, I can acknowledge that the art and animation are phenomenal. The artists at Fortiche deserve massive credit for what they've achieved here. They've pushed the boundaries of what's possible with animation. They've continued to improve their blend of 3D computer animation and hand-drawn elements, and it's fantastic. Likewise, most of the vocal performances are very good.
I used to say I could fix anything before I broke everything.
The hole gets smaller, but you never fill it.
Margot and Cross can buck all they want, but in the end, I'll be the one smiling.
The actors do a great job with what they've been given to work with. And that brings us to the real problem: the writing. Season 2 of Arcane experiences a catastrophic downgrade in the quality of its writing from Season 1.
I keep telling myself that you're different, but you're not.
It was the strength of Season 1's writing that gave me so much hope for Season 2, knowing what they were capable of delivering. I trusted that they would be able to continue what they started with the same level of quality. And apparently, I was wrong. And I know I'm not the first to point this out, but I would like to offer my own analysis and thoughts on it, why I think Season 2 went so horribly wrong. But before I explore the whys, let's take a look at what Arcane's showrunner has had to say for himself. Christian Link spoke to Tech Radar, where he said he understood some fans' disappointments, and the complaints that the second season felt rushed. To quote him directly, he says, "For people who tuned in to watch Season 2 having loved Season 1, I can see how they could have been disappointed, because there was a specific pace and a specific way we did things in Season 1. Yeah, we changed it for Season 2. We wanted to do things a little differently in Season 2. So yeah, I understand that, and I respect that." In addition, he also commented, "There's an economy to animation, and it's always nice to have more time, but this is the time we had to make the show." Now what Link is referring to with that second comment is the decision to make Arcane 2 seasons. According to Link, working within those confines, they had to change the pace for Season 2. Why they made this decision is something I will touch on later in this video. For now, I want to look more closely at Link's comments about it being nice to have more time, because I don't believe a lack of time was the real culprit here. Certainly, I think there is a world in which the story they wanted to tell could have easily been spread across 3 or 4 9-episode seasons, without being drawn out or overplayed. But I object to the notion that they didn't have enough time, because we know just how efficient Link and his fellow writers can be. To show this, let's take a look at an early scene from the first episode of Season 1. After the intro and opening credit sequence, we meet our group of protagonists as they climb the outside of a building to arrive on the roof. A sweeping camera move shows us the vast, pristine city of Piltover, and right away, Season 1 establishes its ability to quickly tell story by juxtaposing the view of the city with the one we saw in the opening scene. The opening, we caught a brief glimpse of Piltover from Vi's perspective as she looked up at the city from below, symbolizing how Piltover stands oppressively over her and the Undercity. Now Vi is looking down on the city after climbing atop it, again symbolically showing rather than telling her desire to conquer the power dynamic that she lives under. Next, there's some playful banter between the members of the group that help reveal their personalities. After an airship swoops overhead, Powder remarks her desire to ride in one of them one day, a sign of her youthful optimism and ambition.
One day, I'm gonna ride in one of those things.
Right after, Milo quips his intent to shoot down one of the airships one day, giving us an idea of his irreverent sense of humor, and to show Milo's aspirations have more to do with breaking things than transcending them.
And one day, I'm gonna shoot one of them down.
The fourth member of the group, Clanger, expresses some doubt about what they're doing, but Vi dismisses those concerns and tries to get them back on task.
Look, if we get caught,
We're not gonna get caught.
She proceeds to lead the others in a risky maneuver, jumping from one rooftop to another. Milo copies Vi and lands next to her with a little smirk, as if he's just begging for some praise for his effort. But Milo is shown up because Clanger follows rather effortlessly on his heels, and Clanger did him one better by also managing to swipe one of the cupcakes we saw cooling on the balcony. While he bemoans the need to parkour across the rooftops instead of taking the streets, we see Powder stuck on the first roof. Fear and uncertainty have frozen her in place. Milo has an "I told you" moment with Vi, while Clanger offers to go back to help Powder across. But after some encouragement from Vi, Powder is able to make her own attempt, and succeeds. Mostly. Thankfully, Vi is quick on her feet and manages to catch her. Though the sisters seem happy, Milo can't help but scoff and roll his eyes over the incident. A short jump and the crew is shimmying across the ledge of another building, and Klanger voices more doubts about what they're up to, but Vi once again reassures him that everything will be okay. She makes her way down to the balcony below and checks things out before calling the others to follow. Milo again is first, and this time Klanger does give a little help to Powder before following himself. And we see that Milo is good for more than just snarky jabs, because he knows how to pick locks. In fact, he tells us he's the only one of the group who does, though he's not very proficient yet, and Vi doesn't want to wait on him, so she kicks the door in instead. Now this sequence has taken approximately 4 minutes. In that time, we already have a lot of information. We have an idea of each character's personality as well as the internal power dynamic inside the group. Vi is the leader. She is the one everyone listens to and follows. She is also impulsive and quick to action. All of this is later confirmed by lines from Vander, which undergirds what we've already seen. We know that Milo is sarcastic and a bit of a show-off. He doesn't think much of Powder and isn't thrilled when she tags along. Again, something that is later cemented through dialogue. Klanger is a stalwart friend, tough and capable. But unlike Milo, Klanger has some big brother compassion for Powder. In this scene, we also see he acts as a kind of conscience, a voice of reason and caution. Finally, there's Powder, the youngest of the group, the most untested. She is timid and lacks self-confidence, but we learn in the next scene that she has an intelligence that's slightly above all the others. We get all this in a span of 4 minutes. That is how good these writers are when they write with the intention of building strong characters. They didn't need a whole episode to establish this. The foundations laid are built upon and deepened later, but they're already here. So knowing how efficient they can be, I do not accept Christian Link's excuse that they didn't have enough time to do these characters justice. So why didn't they? I think the key in this interview is when Link said, "There's a specific pace and a specific way we did things in Season 1. Yeah, we changed it for Season 2. We wanted to do things a little differently. Season 1 of Arcane is character-driven. They focus their time on energy and building up not only the protagonist characters like Vi, Caitlyn, Jace, and Mel, but also the antagonists like Silco and Jinx. Season 2 is far more plot-driven. The writers were concerned with pushing a series of events to reach a planned ending, and they did want to end it. I will admit that this part is just a theory. I don't have insider information or a bounty of evidence. It's my opinion. We do know that Riot is planning 3 more series based off League of Legends, and it's likely they've already begun to develop those other shows. They're worlds within Runeterra, along with the characters and champions that inhabit them. And I believe Link and his fellow writers became so enamored with those other shows, they simply lost interest in Arcane. They had no desire to spend another 5 or 6 years writing a Season 3 or 4. They wanted to be done, and they wanted to move on to other projects. So the change was made to speed through the story and wrap it up as quickly as possible. The vast majority of problems in Season 2 comes not from a lack of time or resources, but a lack of interest. Or I could be wrong. Maybe Season 1 was the fluke. Maybe everything else the studio does will be utter garbage. Time will tell. For now, I will continue to work on my review of Season 2, to keep breaking it down the best I can. Just remember, this is all one Rebel's opinion. But what do you think? What do you see as the biggest problems in Season 2? Let me know in the comments. Like the video and subscribe to the channel so you'll get all the updates from Rebel Normal.